Hi, teardown today for this Everfocus camera from the flea market. The goal is to look inside and also to replace this cable which was cut very short. So as you can see, we have a cable with two coax, red and white, just as a stereo audio cable. In fact, red is power supply and white is video output. I did connect quickly plugs on it to test the camera in order to see it was working. And today I will put a longer wire because this is short and it is not convenient. I do not know why they did cut the wires, because anyway probably there were plugs somewhere. Okay, so first thing, this part here just unscrews. Here is the ceiling or wall mount. Here is the model number of the camera for you. So this is the cast aluminium. And here we have, in fact, this retaining part which will keep the hull in articulating hull here in place. So I have to remove these plates in order to be able to remove this hull. So I did already have a look in the other one, so I know exactly how to proceed to take it apart. I know it is a little bit cheating, but when you do videos it is better to know what you are doing. And on this one the screws here are not stuck. On the other cameras they were completely stuck and I had to destroy two screws almost in order to be able to take it apart. Okay, so these look like stainless plates. And now this ring can be removed. You can see it is nice aluminium, and so there is almost 1 kilogram of aluminium in this thing. So it is not bad. And here this hull will split open like this. You can see there is rubber pads here, and it separates like so. Really nice quality. It is sad I did not take all of these cameras because really they are quite impressively made. So here we have a nut with O-ring for the wire. By the way, I can cut this now because I will do something else here. And here we have a front ring with glass for the lens and higher light, and we have two rings, one for focus and one for zoom. But this one is stuck in place, and it seems it is stuck when this is too much tight. Anyway, I will put grease on this, silicone grease. So if I unscrew this like so, you can see it is a two-part glass here, quite well made also. We have O-ring here, and we have the higher light, so I will remove this O-ring. And we have two little set screws, in fact, which are connected to the zoom setting levers. But first I will remove this LED light ring. So I was wondering if I can maybe salvage one of them and replace the LED, higher LEDs by white LEDs and make a macro light ring, maybe, if I do not use cameras like they are now. Excuse me for the noise outside. So we have three little connectors here, and as you can see there is, so this one is in quite sad condition at the back. There is a power resistor for heating the cabinet, some potentiometer here, but there is no light sensor by the looks of it, so maybe it is controlled by the camera output. the camera triggers a low light signal or something like this. And here you can see the lens adjustment levers. Okay, so if I remove these two screws here, I will be able to remove the ring. Oops, excuse me. Quite an incident. So, and second one. There is in fact the camera stand on either way, and second ring here. It should come off. There is even a ring in this screw holes. So this one is really stuck. Yes, here we are. You can see spare no response. Here we have 4 O-rings. So it is really seriously made. Okay, now as you can see, this shell is in 2 parts. So in fact it unscrews. It is quite difficult because there is a O-ring. But first I have to remove this nut for the wire O-ring. It is a 24mm nut, and of course my wrench stops at 23 as always. So there is a O-ring here for the wire. So I will put this instead. It is a coax with 2 regular wires around, because I have nothing like this in stock. So as it will be for probably indoor use, it will be good enough anyway. And now I can try to unscrew this thing. It is really quite difficult. It will come eventually. I guess I need to put back this ring here, maybe. No. I was able to undo it previously. It is really a thing, so let me deal with it, or maybe I can use this. Let's so. No, so I think I will need to stick it in the vise. So I'm back. So it's unscrews. You can see this pretty thick part here. Here we have a wire with connector here, conveniently enough. So I will cut here somewhere, and connect to the other wire. And here we have a moisture absorption bag and 4 screws for removing the camera body. So I'll remove these 4 screws. By the way, they are not tight at all, but I did not remove them previously. So it is not me. Yes, really loose. And here it is. So you can see the main structural part here for the case. We have 6 small screws, and this is in 2 parts it seems. So really nice work here with aluminium parts. Quite impressive, and must be expensive. Here is the camera itself. You can see the lens. It is a quite weird lens because this zoom ring here also acts as a back focus, it seems. We have focus here. Maybe it can unscrew. Yes, there is a set screw here. So you can see it is a bare PCB for the camera, with probably the clip directly on the PCB. We have here a little power supply control board, it seems. No, motor. It is the controller for the iris. And there is something else, I don't know if it is autofocus. There's 2 motors on this. We have here a power supply converter board, and one more here with a MOSFET, something like this. The moisture trap bag. So maybe I can unscrew this camera module, and we will have a look at the CCD. You can see nice brass standoffs here. So this thing is really quite impressively made. I have the correct screwdriver for the job here. So there will be this connector to redo. Here is, so everything is labeled quite nicely, so it should not be difficult to reassemble. We have a lot of plugs, one little here. For something. This one, by the way, is really difficult to remove. Okay. And one more. 2 even more here. But it is only one plug at the other side. Okay. Here we are. You can see there is a, oh look, it is interesting. We have little chip with heatsink on it, and they glue the quartz over it. So maybe the heat from the chip hits the quartz for thermal stability of the quartz. So here I have 2 more screws which will allow to access to the CCD, and they are loose also. So I will probably check all the screws for this. Here we are, common CCD with a air cut filter on it, nothing special here. I close it immediately for dust because I do not want dust inside. Okay, so we have, this is the main board at the other side with a video processing chip probably here. So I have did not find the original cost of these cameras, but retrofitted they are still around $100. Factory retrofit. Probably say replace the seals, replace this bag and so on. Okay, so now I will think of something for the video cable. I will connect this to this in some way, and I will reassemble the camera. So, thanks for watching, bye bye. So little follow-up, here is the wire nut I made. It is not pretty, but it will do the job, and as it is all shielded, I don't think it will catch a lot of interference. Anyway, the video signal is not shielded on the PCB, so I will put it in there and some zip tie here. So it is a second hand zip tie because as they are not cheap, well, not free at least, I always save them when I can, and I reuse them as many as possible. Sometimes I do even find unused zip ties in the street when guys do the telephone lines on the buildings and such. Sometimes they let fall zip ties, and I find zip ties on the pavement. So I get them because they are always handy to have. Okay, so it should do the job. It is. I'll check if everything is connected back. Yes. So a little bit of tightening here. It is not easy to put. It was difficult to remove, and it is not easy to put back in place. It is quite a pain, this thing. If it is because of my wire, maybe. Yes, maybe it is catching in here. Not sure. So in fact, I have to find the right spot to. There we are. No. It is really. Here we are. The seal is really hard from here. Quite incredible. Okay, should be good. So on this side I just have to reinstall the rings. Put a little bit of silicone grease over them. In order to make sure they are sealed conveniently enough, and it is just a matter of reinstalling this without damaging the seals. Okay, and when you have a higher light removed, in fact it is easy to put back the set screw in the rings. As you can see, like this. You can see where you are going, and this is what I found with the other one I already repaired. Here we are. And second ring. The screw is here at the back. So they are working quite nicely. The picture is quite sharp, but I have no display on the ear with a video input, except for the small Sony CRT broadcast display, but it is really small, so I have no TV in this room with video input. I will try to get a little 10-inch maybe video monitor LCD, or cheap LCD TV. In fact, for with video input it will be useful. Maybe I can check eBay for a second-hand one. They must not be very expensive. Must be very small because I have no room for it, by the way. These small plugs here are quite incredibly delicate. Not the best, at least they are not flat flex, but not the best design here. Okay, now I just have to figure out in which way it goes. In fact, I do not think there is any importance of it with it. Looks like we have a header connector here with G and V, so I believe it is a video output, and when the installers of these cameras are dealing with them up in the walls and such, they probably can use a little display to adjust the sight and the focus of the camera without having to deal with security or control room, in fact, in the building or something like this. It allows field setting. I think it is this, because the other camera I have has also this video output and the easily accessible. So it must be for installer purpose. Okay. Now just one ring to reinstall. Also, it is very, very tight here. Not easy at all. And you cannot tighten it too much, if not you cannot adjust the rings here. They are already very hard to turn. Okay, so I hope I did not make any mistake in here. No. We have the shell. Like so. It must not be very easy to play with this thing when you are up in the ceiling, away. And you can see it does not close correctly here because of the rubber pads inside. So I don't know what is going on here. It must be a design problem here. Now we have this ring, and we have this. So it looks like almost, in fact, you should install this them in this way, but you can't because of a gap here. So you need always to do like so. And okay, so it's just a matter of putting back the screws. So let's consider the job is done. On the other hand, I have the PNC video connector, and I will reuse for now probably this plug for power input. By the way, I consider the wiring here, the original wires in the camera for the power supply is really small. It must not be a big power heater, this thing, but it is really small. It is in fact they use signal cable for power. Not very impressed here. Okay, so thanks for watching now.